Hello, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of New Stark City and Hydra America alike. Welcome to another Liam Aiden gameplay video. Back with more Marvel Future Revolution today. I wanted to just give kind of a little bit of an update on my progress in the game, but also get some feedback from you, because I gotta be honest with you, I have not really been playing. I really kind of lost interest in this game, which is interesting to me because I was really excited for it prior to release, and then I really did enjoy it at the beginning, but I've just found that my interest has just kind of waned as time has gone on. So initially, you know, when I was playing it, I was playing it every day. Now, I wasn't putting anywhere near as much time into it as I do, you know, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes or Marvel Future Revolution, but I was still logging in every day. I was getting my kind of dailies, and I was normally kind of doing some blitzing. I was going after the most wanted characters, and I was doing a little bit of the kind of campaign mode as well. I was increasing the level of my characters and moving through the story. But lately, it's just seemed like work, I've got to be honest. So what I really want to hear from you guys is, you know, what's going on with you? Are you still playing Future Revolution? What do you think of it? And do you find yourself giving it as much attention as you did at the beginning? And do you find yourself giving it as much attention as you do any other games that you play? I'd just be really curious to hear what people's experiences are. Obviously, the game is very much alive. I mean, there are loads and loads of people playing it, and it seems to be doing really well. So maybe I'm completely in the minority here, but the more that I play it, the more I experience it, the more that I think all of the things that really excited me about it in Future, the fact that it doesn't really feel like a mobile game, it doesn't really look like a mobile game, doesn't play like a mobile game, plays much more like kind of console or PC gaming, the next level of gaming for mobile devices, the more I think that actually maybe they're part of the reason that I've lost interest in Future Revolution itself. So let's head back to the hero selection screen here. So this is Captain Marvel. She's my new main character. I've got her at level 50, 123,000 power. She's the one that I've mostly been playing through the story with. Now I still have Spidey. That's Spidey in his current armor that I've got him in. Level 37, power 85,000. I am still playing with him, and I also added Doctor Strange. Got him down at level 29, and he's sitting on 52 power. And it has been kind of fun to bring in these new characters. Obviously, when I started playing with Captain Marvel, I found that I just really loved her. I thought she was really great fun, and so I decided to make her my main. She's a really great damage dealer, much more effective, I think, than Spider-Man. But so and I've really enjoyed adding Doctor Strange too. He's brought a whole new element, but this is what I want to talk about here. So let's just take a quick look at Doctor Strange. So you can see that he's at level 29, which gives him a power level of 52, you know, with the various costume and badges that I've got on him there. And you'll see my squad rank separately here is listed at 33. Now, this is kind of one of the strange ways this game works, right? Each of your individual heroes have levels, and then overall you have this squad rank as well. Now there comes a point, you can see my squad rank there, 33. So there comes a point in the game where you can't level characters up any higher without increasing your squad rank. Okay, so the squad rank is kind of for you overall. So all of those heroes, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, and Spider-Man, they all have the same squad rank of level 33, even though their individual ranks can be a lot lower. And there comes a point where you're capped. You can't take a character any higher without increasing your squad rank. Also, there are various aspects of the game that you only gain access to when you have those higher squad ranks. And 33, by the way, I should point out, is not high. It's very much a beginner level squad rank. So I'm very much near the beginning of this process here, but you need to be increasing your squad rank. Now, how do you increase your squad rank? Well, one of the main ways to increase your squad rank is to recruit more heroes. So that's what I've done, right? Initially started off with Spider-Man, moved over to Captain Marvel, and then added up Doctor Strange. Now, okay, that's all well and good. You add more characters to your roster, and then you power them up, and that increases your squad rank, and then in turn you can increase your more powerful characters up even higher. Great. Loving that so far. I don't have any problem with the main mechanism. Here's where my issue comes in with this. The way you gain level experience points and level up your new characters is by playing exactly the same missions that you already played with your more advanced characters. So I started off with Spider-Man, and I played through the first 2 missions completely. So I completely cleared New Stark City, and I completely cleared Hydra America. Then I added Captain Marvel to the mix because I'd hit squad rank cap, so I wanted to increase my squad rank. So I bring Captain Marvel into the mix, and I have to do the entire thing again. So the very first level that you play is different, so that the way they introduce the character, that first kind of playthrough, is a little different, but then you have to just follow exactly the same story beats as you go through New Stark City and as you go through Hydra America and you know, Nova Corps, Zonda Earth, so on and so forth. You have to hit exactly the same story beats with each character, and man, is it a grind. I found it so freaking tedious to have to go back and play all of these levels again. Now, the thought that at some point I'm going to actually then have to do that with a 4th character and maybe a 5th, I don't know, I'm going to bring in like Storm or Captain America or Iron Man or something like that. I just honestly cannot imagine doing it. It's grinding me down. They've got to introduce, I think, a new way for you to level up characters that you can somehow kind of, okay, so I've gotten so far with Captain Marvel, I can somehow kind of trade on that XP that she's got to level up my Doctor Strange quicker, because having to go through exactly the same levels again with a different character is just not fun. Now, I can see how in the long run that could be fun, right? A little bit like, oh, you complete a level and you get to do it again with a different character with different powers, and maybe, I don't know, go through all the side quests and find all the items that can be found. Yeah, that would be fun if it had more of that kind of open world concept and we could go back whenever we wanted. But to make us have to do it, to require us to go back and repeat exactly the same missions again with the same characters and so quickly afterwards, because it's the only way to increase that squad level, man, I don't know about you, but personally I think that's a major design flaw in the game and one of the major reasons that I'm not really enjoying it so much now. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, and as I say, part of the main reasons for making this video is I want to get your takes on this. I want to hear what your experience is, and maybe there is another way to level up, and I'm just not seeing it in game. Because the other thing is, you know, this game is actually really complicated. To begin with, just being the kind of MMORPG element to it means that there's a lot to take in, right? You're constantly interacting with other characters, teaming up with other players in blitzes and you know, arenas and things like that. So it can seem a lot more hectic and a lot more kind of pressured than the main other 2 mobile games that I have experience with, right? Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force. This definitely has got a different energy to it, a different feel, which initially was very attractive and I did enjoy. But one of the things that I find now is, despite this auto mode, and I've just got it on auto here, so, you know, Doctor Strange is going to go and fly around New York City, this Hydra controlled version of New York City here, and just, you know, do his thing, just kind of be blasting people off into other dimensions and so forth, and I can just kind of sit back and watch, and it is really nice to watch. But even with this auto function, the game is just so complicated. There's so much to manage in terms of, you know, costumes and badges and experience and all these various items. I'm finding my inventory is always getting full, and I know that that's kind of part of the deal with these games, right? Part of the way they make money is by, you know, giving you a limited bag size in terms of the things that your character can carry, and then, you know, selling you additional spaces. I totally get that, and, you know, I'm not trying to shoot the messenger here, not trying to hate on the system. I get it. This game obviously takes a lot of money to develop and maintain, so it's fine that we maybe have to pay for some of this functionality, but I find myself having to dismantle just huge, vast quantities of gear. I feel like I'm constantly having this on autoplay and basically just dismantling gear, mostly badges, just useless badges that you get in such vast quantities at the lower level there. And you know, after a while, it just wasn't fun. And I'm coming to this, as I say, from Galaxy of Heroes, from Strike Force, games that involve a huge amount of resource management. But this just seemed to take it to another level. There are so many different areas of the game, so many different ways to augment your character that it just becomes too much to hold in your head, especially when they're kind of throwing it all at you at once. That's been my experience anyway. And, you know, also this kind of fun gameplay, it's kind of was amazing at first. I really loved it, the fact that this was running on my iPad, but it's become kind of tedious. And maybe that is partly because, you know, right now, for example, it's playing through this Hydra mission here that I've already done twice, literally already done this with Spider-Man and with Captain Marvel. It's not really that much different with Doctor Strange here. It looks a little different, but we're hitting exactly the same story beats. So maybe that's part of it, but it's becoming a little tedious, not to mention a drain on my battery. It just seems like it's such a more intensive kind of game that it wears my battery down, and it wears me down too. So I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, you know, pick on the game. Obviously, yes, I think the game has flaws, and these are some of the areas that personally as a player, I think they could improve on. I think they could make it more of a sort of gaming experience that you can dip in and out of instead of something that you have to kind of have your full attention on for large periods of time, and maybe make a way for it not to be so draining. I know that there is a sleep mode, but the thing with sleep mode is, you know, either you have your character just kind of, you know, in a random place on a map beating up bad guys for fractions of a percentage point each time, so maybe you're getting a couple of percentage experience if you leave it doing that overnight, or you actually send them on missions, send your heroes on missions, in which case the first time they come up against any milestone that needs any interaction, needs you to actually select an option or accept a reward, it's immediately going to fall down. The game's gonna end. So maybe I'm misunderstanding that, but when I tried it, I didn't really see the utility of sleep mode. Again, if you have more experience with that, please let me know down below. So yeah, I'm not saying that Marvel Future Revolution is a deeply flawed game. I'm not saying, obviously, a ton of people are really enjoying it, and I have had a lot of fun with it too. I'm just saying that I'm personally a little disappointed because it doesn't seem like the kind of game that I can play every day. And I'm really just sort of curious to hear what other people's experiences are. I'm totally open for people telling me down below that, you know, I'm misunderstanding it, I'm getting it all wrong. And I'd really love to hear from you if you are really enjoying the game, because I just kind of want to know what's going on out there with other people and, yeah, how they're finding it. And on that note, who are your favorite heroes? I was really surprised that, you know, adding Captain Marvel for me really did make it much more interesting. It was actually, you know, more interesting to some of the boss battles were a lot easier with her more powerful damage dealing skills than I think Spidey had. Also, the experience of the camera, it's really pretty frantic when you're flying around all over the place the way Spidey does, which again is pretty cool that they've given the characters a different feel. For me, that wasn't quite enough to make it worth playing all of those other initial missions again so quickly with a new character, but I do see how it would be fun, and the truth is I probably will still play it every now and again in the background because I think it will be fun to take Doctor Strange up to higher power levels and see how he does against some of the more powerful kind of boss battles that I've already gone through with Captain Marvel. I also know the game is still growing and developing, of course, as well. So this is just from the Future Revolution stream that they did the other day, showing that we are actually getting a new blitz coming soon, Chains of the Abyss. It's a level 105 blitz, so it's way out of my pay grade. I'm not going to be there for a while, but obviously they are introducing new content to the game, and that may make it more interesting, I guess. I'd like to see them introducing more content at that lower kind of beginning level of the game, new ways to level up. That'd be the main thing that I think it'd be pretty cool for them to introduce. But it is cool to see some of this new stuff they're adding to the game, and it I don't know, it might kind of tempt me back to become more of a regular everyday player, but I'm just gonna kind of have to wait and see at this point. But as I said, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. That's really it from me today, just kind of giving an update on where I'm at with the game and what my thinking is like. Let me know yours down below, especially you know, if you do have any hints or tips for the game, if your experience has been different to mine, or maybe it's been really similar. Either way, I'd love to hear from you on how you're finding Future Revolution and whether you think you're going to keep engaging with it in the way that people obviously have with Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force, for example. Well, thanks for being a part of this journey and for watching today. That is all from me. Comments, criticisms, suggestions down below. Likes always appreciated. And while you're here, why not subscribe to the channel? I drop new gameplay videos for Marvel Strike Force, Galaxy of Heroes, and, you know, perhaps Future Revolution. We'll have to see how things progress. That is all for Liam Maiden gameplay today. I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, look after each other. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility.